Hello, how's it going everyone? I'm gonna try to make this as short as I possibly can. Welcome back to my channel, Life Advantage Now with Caraway. I had some more questions about, backing up, so I want to go over that. I won't take as long with that, but just let's continue what we started before. We're still in personal achievement. So here is some motivational thought. It says, "Make your life a masterpiece. Imagine no limitations on what you can be, have, or do." So, decide exactly what you want in every area of your life. You can't hit a target you can't see. Make a decision today. Make a decision today to do something wonderful with your life. Engage in mountaintop thinking, project forward in thought, and imagine your ideal life. The kindest thing you can do for the people you care about is become a happy, joyous person. And again, that's personal achievement with Brian Tracy, and we'll continue to do those. Um, so I'm just going to jump right in this. So I'm just going to start with the questions. So it says, first question I got, and like I say, we're kind of doing a little bit of review on, and I don't think I went over, I know I said I wanted to go over as far as backing up in your vehicle, but our first question is, it says, is it safe to use cameras and mirrors only? And the question for that would be no. Okay. Uh, you have to turn your head beyond restraints to check to see what's behind you. You can't just rely on your cameras and mirrors and all that stuff, because sometimes like they told you, some objects seem uh, farther away or closer, so you want to be careful with that. I would definitely, you want to all the way back and check to see what's behind you. One thing that's also important is you want to make sure that you actually, before you even get in your vehicle, you want to check to see what's all behind you, what areas you have, what your surroundings are, because things change. So, for example, let's say you get ready to go home, you pull home, and then um, let's say you came home for lunch, and now you're getting ready to leave, and before you left, there's a lawn truck with a trailer that pulled up. So it pulled up just before your driveway. So backing up, maybe when you get ready to leave, it could be people walking back there or something like that. So things change. You always want to make sure you check behind your vehicle before you leave. Okay, that'll kind of help you know what's back there and what's going on around your surroundings. It says, is it hard to reverse in any direction? In the very beginning, it may be, if you're starting to learn how to drive, or if you're even starting to practice backing up. Some people still have difficulties, and they've been driving for a very long time. That's because they don't do it often, okay? But the more you do it, the more, practice you're going to get in, the easier it'll be, you know, uh, to back up in reverse, okay? So basically, it says steer reverse. It says turn the wheel in the direction you want the rear of the vehicle to go. So to go, if you want the rear to go to the right, then you turn your wheel to the right. And obviously, when you pull out, you slowly do it as you pull out. It's going to go that way. Same thing for the left. If you want your vehicle to go to the left, you turn your wheel to the left, and it'll let you go that way. It says, do you need to signal? Uh, you know, the thing about that is if you check the driver's ed book, it's gonna tell you yes. But I could tell you, most people are kind of weird, so they don't even understand most of the time what's going on. They may think that you're still pulling into that spot, but yeah, again, if you're gonna be going, your vehicle's gonna be going to the left when you pull out. You want the left blinker on. If your vehicle's gonna be, you know, going to the right, you want your right vehicle on. Your right blinker on. My advice would be to, sometimes if you're in a complicated parking area, you can also put on your hazard lights. Remember that I tell you about that? It'll make people slow down and think about what's going on around. Okay, are they, what's going on? Are they, about to do something? Or, let me hurry up? Or what's going on with that person? Let me slow down. Let me think. Let me see what's going on. So hazard lights, they do help out a lot. It says, can you use my horn? Can I use my horn to alert another driver if I'm behind them? You can, but remember, you want to be careful with that, because and I know last time I told you, when I'm backing up, that thing is so loud, but I told you, when you're halfway out, the other person should be a little bit more respectful, but a lot of times they aren't. So let's say that you get behind somebody and your car is like a T, basically. You're basically directly behind them, and they're backing up because they're not paying attention. you can blow the horn, but just remember, that hopefully no one's in front of you, but just remember that person may not be able to hear. So if they're backing up, hopefully they can see right away that you're back there, because that's going to be the big thing, is if they can see, not if they can hear. Okay. Um, yeah, it's going to help, but you got to remember there are some drivers that aren't able to hear. So what are you going to do in that scenario? So my suggestion, if you're directly behind them and you got time and you see there's nobody behind you, either back up if you can't go forward, or go forward and hurry up. Some people blow the horn and they stop and look. Like, what are you stopping and looking for? It's a dangerous. Get out of the way. Okay, so just something for you to think about. So, I mean, you can blow the horn, but just remember that, if you're directly behind that person, hurry up because they may not be able to hear you. The other thing is, we talked about this last time too. Um, you want to make sure that your backup lights, that they actually work, because that can get you into a bad scenario too. But like I told you, if you're getting vehicle inspections often like you should, then you shouldn't have that issue. But you should get those checked, okay, and just make sure that they're working. Okay, almost anything behind a driver has the right of way. Okay, we talked about that. Almost anything behind a driver has the right of way. You know, the biggest thing we all can do is just be alert. And I told you, some people are very disrespectful when trying to, you know, go behind or something like that. But like I told you, we all have to use common sense. You have to, we know what common sense things are, but you have to think beyond common sense. Okay, so again, if you have any more questions and you have, something you want me to review, just go ahead and the email is Andre Caraway at lifeadvantagenow.com, and you can also give me some comments on what you think about the personal thoughts, and give me questions about these. I don't mind reviewing them. I don't mind checking the driver's ed book. But again, um, like I always say, just you gotta have common sense. Like I say, we know what common sense things are, but you gotta think and drive beyond common sense. So again, until next time, I'll see you next week.